All right. Welcome, everybody. How's it going? Um, Welcome to a Thursday night live stream. Like Josh just had so much fun yesterday. I was on Stony Ridge's live stream. I was like, oh man, it's awesome. So I just wanted to, kind of do the same. What up? What up, Plague of Badgers? How you doing, Chris? We are just chilling, man. I am tired, and I am tired of things not working correctly. All right. So we all know that plumbing is not always great, right? If anybody has ever done plumbing, you just know sometimes things don't work. And my motto these days, especially since I'm really just helping people out and I'm not doing this as a business, is that I just assume walk away for a little while. Like, hey, I'll fix this later, right? Like that, I have this mentality of it. Like, I will leave this alone and come back. Last week I was so just done, man. I was so frazzled over a bathtub drain, right? I mean, it was insane. I can't even explain. 4 stores. It took me 4 stores to finally find what I wanted in the color I wanted and to actually just work. It blew my mind. But whatever, man. It is what it is. And I just was done. I said, hey guys, I got to walk away. I'll be back. I just want a day off. I just got to stop and think about this and just walk away from it and come in with a fresh mind, right? Because if you're just mad about something, it's not going to be good, dude. You're going to huff and puff and just get angry. And plumbing can do that. It does that to a lot of people. So if you're ever in that situation, just walk away for a little while. If it's not a life or death scenario, which typically it's not, right? Your toilet's broke. Well, you can use a bucket to flush. It's better than being angry with it. Because it's not really that hard. It just can be frustrating sometimes. Things don't come apart. Or things make you freak out. And so then fast forward to last night. I put together what I thought was a pretty decent video until I got up in the morning. I usually get up a couple hours early. And I will finish putting together usually the keywords and all that kind of stuff to a video, right? So it takes some time. I'll put all that stuff together usually in the mornings, and this morning it just didn't work out. I started looking at the video a little bit and I'm like, oh, that's jacked up, man. that doesn't look good at all. I was pretty tired when I was doing it last night. I said, you know what? I'm just going to not put this out. I said, I don't want to put out crap. Really, if it's not going to help somebody, which it probably still would have helped somebody. But honestly, it just was a weird angles and different stuff. I'm like, you know what? Forget this, man. I jacked the sound all up. And so I didn't put it out. And it's just one of those frustrating things about YouTube sometimes, man, is that things don't work out. And then try to upload sometimes, right? You're trying to put these things out, and man, something that you think it would take, 25 minutes for a 15-minute video to upload. But man, sometimes it takes hours, which is insane. But once again, it is what it is. That's the nature of the beast. That's what I've signed on for, and I realize it more and more all the time, right? And it's just what it is. Well, there's a couple of us here. How are you guys doing? How you doing, Plague? You just chilling? Who else we got watching? Probably my wife. She just took the kids to the park. It's all good, man. We ain't got nothing going on. Well, then it's good, dude. I don't mind. I just wanted to come in and chat with some people and say what up. Yeah, dude. I finished work a little while back as well, and just came and wanted to throw on some comfy clothes and kick it a little bit. I'm gonna go cook dinner. I think we're gonna have some breakfast for dinner. which I'm pretty excited about. I always enjoy cooking bacon. Right? I always love that smell of bacon, dude. Um, and that, I've got a lot of videos to edit at this point. Like I've got a bunch of stuff. I've been doing some things. I haven't really had a chance to work on the truck or the boat or any of that stuff. I've looked around a little bit for some crab pots, um, which that'll be nice to get. I mean, we're still a little ways out from crabbing season, but I'll be excited to go out and get some crab. It'll be fun. It's going to be a good little time, this boat. I still got to find an electric motor, a little trolling motor, because they don't allow a lot of there's a lot of lakes around here that don't allow you to freaking put gas motors on lakes, right? So it is warming up around here, dude. I think it was almost 60 today, and the sun's out, the sun's shining. It's nice. It's supposed to be a nice couple of days. So nice, in fact, that I took tomorrow off. I said, I'm just not gonna go, man. Logan Fixit's been kind of freaking bombarding me with the, hey dad, you need to stay home and we need to hang out for a few weeks now. Actually, he's been just trying to get me to like stay home for an extra day. I was like, yeah, dude, why not, man? Now is the time. It is supposed to be pretty nice tomorrow. We'll got a couple of things. I'm gonna try to get the truck registered, the boat, the trailer, get some stuff done with starting taxes, all the fun stuff. Take a day off to do a bunch of fun stuff and hang out with the kids. Like that's the big thing, right? Be there when they wake up and hang out in the morning and kick it. And then it'll be just me and the kids tomorrow. Oh, dude. Your son's 22. I can't imagine, dude. It's already going by so fast for me. Like, I can't even fathom what 22 is like, dude, having a kid that's 22. Really, it just goes so, I know it goes fast. Right? Yeah. I mean, it's exciting too, because I would want to be able to do things like, throughout the years. I mean, you look back on all that stuff, I think, and you see like, hey man, I remember when we were wrestling when you were 5, and I remember we were doing this when you were 10, and like it just, I'm excited for all that stuff, right? I don't want to miss any of it. And that's one of those things. That's one of the things I've really been loving about this job that I have, is that, I'm off at 2:00 every day, man. So in most days, and some days I'll go and help somebody out afterwards, or I'll go do some work, or I'm working around the house afterwards for a couple hours. But 5:30 comes and I'm usually sitting at the dinner table, which that I love. Oh, dude, finally made a live stream. Joe Rigby, what up? Jared Keene, how you doing, man? Yeah, I was trying to keep old Logan Fixit here for a little bit. He's pretty talkative today. He has a lot of things going on. He's been out in the front yard. We got a gravel driveway. He's been out there collecting rocks. He's been on a big crystal kick. So, which like Badgers, we were just going over when I blasted him with a hockey puck on a lake. No, that's awesome, man. I'd love to get out and do a little like ice skating on the pond. We actually have a rink down the street, but I think it's closed, man. I think it's closed for the time being. Hopefully that stuff, like things are starting to open up a little bit more. So hopefully we'll be able to hook that up soon. I'd like to get him out there and get him on some skates and just see how he likes it. It'd be fun. I was talking to my wife about this not so long ago. So it's just a cool memory that I have back when I was in the Air Force. I spent my first 2 years stationed in Abilene, Texas, and such a cool time, right? And my buddy, the one that I got the free F-150, the one that was his truck, me and him, we used to go watch a lot of minor league hockey games all the time down in Abilene. And we would go afterwards and they would do an open skate for like $2. They'd rent you a pair of skates and let you skate for a couple hours. And it was awesome, man. Like I just had a great time all the time doing that. Like every time I loved it. It was so much fun. So it's just nice to think about that. And I was like, oh man, I need to get this kid out on some skates. And they have those little like PVC walkers that they make for kids and stuff. And so it'd be fun to get him out on that. And maybe little Mabel, she might be into it too. Who knows, man? I mean, she's still so young. She's walking good, but ice skate, I don't know if it would be her thing. Probably have to get a little helmet for her too, man, because that girl, she hits her head so much. I'm gonna guarantee she gets on ice, she's busting her head. That's positive. So, man, I'm just trying to think of what else I've got going on work wise, man. It's just been a lot of. Oh yeah, dude. Well, so you know what you say, give him a hockey stick. So we have I bought him a little hockey set with balls, and we play in the house sometimes in the hallway, and it's fun, dude. It's always a good time with him. He loves it. That and soccer, and I mean, he needs to be doing some more stuff, right? Everything that Logan does is kind of solo stuff right now, unfortunately, right? The one couple cool things about whatever's going on right now, right? Because the pandemic, like a lot of things are closed down. Well, the dude he's been going to outdoor preschool, right? And so he just is always out in nature, rain, snow, shine, whatever, dude. They no holds. Like you got to have good gear for your kids. And he's got good gear and they're just outside. Like there's some days where, I mean, waterproof only lasts so long, right? No matter what it is. Some days the dude would come back looking like a drowned rat. Like he just has got soaked. But he's loved it. Like he has really, it's gave him a fondness for being outside. Like a lot of us used to have when we were kids, right? Because I don't know, man. It's just a little bit different these days. I love that my parents let me go out and just run wild and say, hey, go do this, and you're gone till dark. But I don't know, man. Like I don't know why. We just don't do that, right? You read on Nextdoor that freaking some stranger approached a kid like just down the street or something. And I'm like, I'm not dealing with that. Like that, and our kids are still young. I'm sure I feel a lot different when he's 10 years old. He wants to go on a little freaking Goonies adventure, right? Yeah, Joe, it is, dude. It's actually a pretty cool, it's a pretty cool setup. So much so that he's going to go next year as well. Like, so he's going to go to kindergarten, but I guess kindergarten here, they only go so many days. And I guess he gets Wednesdays, half days on Wednesdays or something. So we're just going to keep him out of school all day on Wednesday. And he's going to go back to that school for a 1 day a week, like more of a bigger kid type class where they go to a place, they build tree forts. They're using knives, they're building fires, right? This is all at age 6, dude. This is crazy to me. But they've got it. They've got a good chemistry with the kids. They've got a good practice behind it all. So I mean, it's cool, man. They've taught him so many things, and he comes home and teaches me things. And I'm like, man, like talking about beaver moons and frog moons, and he's got all this other knowledge that I've never had. I'm like, all right, dude. And that's another reason why I do YouTube is it helps pay for that. And swim. He's been swimming a lot too. That's good. It's been fun. Man, I'm trying to think what else. I got some other stuff coming up. I've decided that I'm gonna have to say no a little bit more when people ask, like emergency wise. Like I'm happy to help one of my neighbors' friends out, right? Like actually, I just had a friend yesterday. Crazy scenario, and this was the video I was gonna put out. Is that he wanted to have a dishwasher installed from Home Depot. He got the dishwasher, was going to install it, and it just they said they wouldn't install it because there's not an angle stop underneath the sink, right? There is a shutoff valve, but it's on a PEX manifold and it's in the closet, but they wouldn't do it. Like they absolutely said, nope, sorry, that's a liability issue we're not taking. So I said, okay, well, so he called me. He was like, hey, Brian, you ever heard of this? I said, yeah, no problem, dude. I'll come over tomorrow. I'll cut a valve in for you. So I just went over real quick, did a little chop for him, put it together, and it worked out pretty sweet. Um, and that was what my video was going to be. But then, of course, I jacked up the editing and I jacked up the sound, and it's like, I'm not putting out crap, man. I'll put it out maybe tomorrow. We'll see. I won't even have it. I think it's still downloading at this point. It's so stinking slow, man. Um, oh, and I love it. Now my wife is out here and she reminds me that Logan Fix It also wants to remind you that he loves Legos too. Well, of course he loves this kid, man. Lego building machine, right? If he could have a set of Legos every single day, a new set, he would build them. He's awesome that way. Like he is ready to build. Um, we built a lot of Legos during the pandemic. We've had some cool stuff, man. My wife's sister sent us a bunch of like Lego kits that you could build out of Legos that you have. And I mean, he built all kinds of cool little Legos, like dogs and owls and sheep. And, yeah, just cool stuff, man. It's fun. I always enjoy Legos. I've enjoyed them since I was a kid, right? So just cool thing. I don't mind getting into it, but I'm going to tell you, it's a pricey thing, right? Like you start buying Legos in the store, man, you're gonna be crazy. Oh, what up, Hoosier Helpers? So that's something else that's coming out that I'm actually really excited about. Um, so Jason over at Hoosier Helpers, I mean, I know there's only 8 of us in here, but like guys, you want to check out somebody that's doing cool stuff too. Jason bought a tractor and like him and his family, and they're just helping people and they're hooking things up for people, and it's awesome. Hey, he does a lot of volunteer work. He's like getting in with nonprofits and just helping out where he can. And I think that's awesome, dude. I'm really into it as well. And so he just is doing good things. Well, he had a couple of issues. So he wrote me a little while back and said, hey man, you want to do a collab video and I'll show you my issues and then you can tell me how to fix them. And then I'll shoot a video fixing them and we'll see how well it works and how easy it was and stuff for him. So I'm starting to put that video stuff together and then I'll put it out. And you guys, I hope you enjoy it, right? It's just a good thing because I mean, I get a lot of emails, I get a lot of feedback from people asking questions, and I've helped a lot of people just over FaceTime or whatever fix stuff. Like I don't mind. I like it. It's something that I enjoy doing. And I mean, that's the one of my whole reasons for doing this, right? Is just helping people. And if I can do that and show doing it, well, then I like it. I think it'd be fun. I hope that this might lead to doing more things like that, right? And just helping more people out. I love it. So it'd be fun. And we got a $5 super chat from Hoosier Helpers. Thank you so much. That's awesome, dude. The other thing is I've been looking at this stuff and I don't know that I ever want to do it, and I don't know what you do. I've been meaning to ask Stony Ridge Farmer about this stuff, and like, uh, what do you? Are any of you guys channel members of any other of any channel, or any of you guys channel members? I just a question about that because I mean, there's things about YouTube that obviously I still have no clue about. Okay, so you were so Plague. What do you get out of that? Right? I mean, I know you're help supporting people making content, which is awesome. But so Joe, what it is that like so other channels, like I know Stony Ridge Farmer, I don't know what he offers as a channel member, but like you get like little emoji cons next to your name whenever you're commenting on something, and you're getting early access to videos. I think you're getting discounts on merchandise. I mean, am I correct in thinking that's what that is, Plague? Oh, extra or private. Okay, right on. So private videos as well, right? Like that's the thing, man. I don't even know. It is like I think it is like a Patreon thing, right? And I looked at Patreon too, man. I just don't. I feel like it's so overwhelming to do more, right? It just like too much. It's way too much for me. Okay, so that's good. It's good to understand that because, like, I just seen another person I'm subscribed to is like, hey, he's got a hat club and he's like giving discounts on hats, and that's part of his thing. He's a channel member. Well, his channel's a little bit smaller than mine, and he's already got members growing and going. And I'm like, oh man, I don't know. You can do members only content type stuff as well. Yeah, yeah. I guess I could totally see some of those things, but man, I am just not a. I don't know. I guess I just haven't really thought about any of that, dude. Yeah, really not at all. Um, so I have a question, and I also need a favor. Crazy place to ask, but Joe, since you're on here, I broke one of my cups that you hooked me up with, and I was wondering if I could get an extra one. So Joe, my friend Joe in here, dude makes awesome pottery. He has got into the kiln game, man. I know, Joe. Trust me, it was a very hard. I it happened a couple weeks ago, and I've just been kind of dreading having to call you and tell you that. Like, oh man, yeah, it's a little bit of a bummer. Um, I think you get into the like little kid game, and it's hard, dude. It's hard to have nice things. Oh, but I'm happy to send you some ducats for it too, dude. I would love to get you hooked up there because you totally rock it out. Yeah. It's at least Janae and the baby are going communal cup, right? That's just not it's not my thing. Oh, oh, Janae. Oh, I forgot about that. Janae said it was me, and she dropped a jar of salsa on. Oh, it dropped on a jar of salsa. I thought it would have been better if you dropped that jar of salsa on it. All right. We were over here. We were doing salsa shots. All right, people. Got a little wild. All right. Well, I don't know. I'm hoping to. I got to get some ramps. I got to get some ramps for the truck so I can get some fluids changed. I want to get everything changed in the truck before I really do too much more with it. I've kind of been holding out on some of that stuff just because I've had so many other things going on, man. And we've talked about it. I just kind of said I got to work on my own stuff for a little bit. I got too many things rolling. I've got a list. I guess it's funny. My wife's in here, right? I've got a list of stuff that is, I mean, it could be a mile long, honestly, at my house. And, you know, my heart is such, honestly, I feel like it's, and I think it distracts me a little bit more from my life and some chaos sometimes, or the thoughts that I have, to just get out and go help other people. Right. Because to be honest, like, you don't know how much of a amazing impact helping other people will have on your life. It just really is. It does something for me, and I like it. Um, there is definitely a bigger satisfaction for me going and helping somebody else do something than me doing it for myself. But I know that I need to get out of that thought process because if I'm doing things around here, I'm helping my wife out as well, right? And if I'm doing that, well, then she's happy, I'm happy. Yeah, and the truck is running good now. I just need to get all that stuff. I just need to get all that stuff hooked up, dude. I just need to get all the fluids changed. Like it's just been setting for so long. I feel like there's nothing in, I think everything in the like the radiator reservoir, like all that stuff, it's all pretty low, dude. The oil is freaking jet black. So I said, well, I get those things hooked up and then I'll start cruising it around a little bit. And I know I need ramps. I'm just debating whether to take it up to Oil Can Harry's and just have them freaking do everything. And at least then it's done super quick and I don't have to mess with it. Um, it's just hard, man. Like we say it all the time. Like I want to shop. I need a shop. I at least need a full size garage. Right? I My garage seriously is just the size of a storage area. It's you can't even fit a car in there. You might fit a Mini Cooper in there back in the day. You're busy, too busy doing all the other people's honeydews. Yeah, the problem is that you're too handy and can fix so many things yourself instead of hire it out. Dude, I know. You know what? And so I haven't actually even ran this past my wife yet, but I think that this is something else I would love to do. Is I know I want the French drain stuff done this year, and we want a patio hooked up, and I think I'm just going to hire it out. I think I've got a dude that I can come over, and I just want to get an estimate and see what he says to kind of hook the yard up and see how that rolls, man. Because I could just work some extra work at overtime, like on the weekends and stuff at work. It's summertime, jobs come up, right? We're going to start having bigger jobs at work, like doing backhoe work and stuff. So I could just do that there and pay for him doing work here. I know that sounds weird and it sounds a little bit foreign to me too, but man, I very well may do that. Like imagine like, what? What is that? Yeah. Don't jinx it by saying it's almost done. It's going to throw a surprise at you now. I know. In case I know how you doing. uh, yeah, dude. So I've really been thinking about that. Or my brother, my poor brother, he'll be back from Antarctica here at some point. Well, I guess in August, and then I'll put him to work too, man. We'll get rocking. Is this light? Do you see this light? Is this an okay lighting situation? Because like really, I bought this little ring light and I like it enough, but I don't know that it's light enough. And then it's kind of cool. It's got another little extendy thing. Right. I was trying to find something to make some good content, and this thing like holds a camera, but man, it's not the grandest, right? And it's good, but it's not that good. All right, that's cool. I'm glad that it's a good light on your side. So I've just been debating whether to take it back, get a bigger one. I was looking for something, so I'll show you how it clamps, right? So it clamps on the table or on the workbench or something. Well, I was looking for something to clamp underneath of sinks and stuff so I could have some light whenever I was working in there. And I don't know if this is going to work for that, because on the downward angle, like going up, it works pretty good. But then you go the other way, and like if I clamp on up top somewhere and have it hanging, it just always droops and it doesn't stay where I need it to. And that's not what I'm looking for. Okay, cool. Yeah, it's great. Thanks. Hey, what's up, Richard? How you doing, man? Richard, Cass, Joe, Plague, you guys are awesome, man. Like, thanks for checking it out. My lovely wife, Janae, you're awesome. Always so supportive, man. She always supports my crazy ideas, and I love her for that. And really, it's so nice. It's so crazy. So, oh, and and Logan Fix It also really loves Transformers. which has been awesome, man. My brother hooked us up with the old school, like 1984 Transformers series and movies, and we've been watching some of that, and then we've been watching some of the older or the newer stuff as well, and just been into it, right? And then the dude just got like a big. He's had some really good finds at the consignment shop lately, right? So he got a like a 900 piece X-wing or something. It's something like that, 700 and some piece Lego set for $20, which is like it retails for 100. And then he got some other crazy big transformer that retailed for $100, and he got it for $5 or something. So I mean, the kid's been making out. Oh yeah, dude. It no, no, no. Yeah. Dead Rising. Cool. What up, dude? I haven't talked to you in a while. You need to call me. We need to chat. Yeah, dude, you're right. The original animated Transformers, dude. It's awesome. We watched that, and I mean, that kid, he loves it, dude. There's just so much good stuff there. I I think we walked around the house for a week saying Bana wheat, mini bum. It's so great. Oh man. Um, so I'm really, and I'm also another big thing that my wife and I have decided is we're taking one night a week for an hour a night at a minimum, and we're cleaning out the garage. So, like I said, our garage is really small and we've got a lot of stuff packed in it. And we still got stuff from remodel that we have out there that we need to sort through and deal with. And once I get that hooked up, I got tons of tool reviews. I got tons of little things that I want to do. I want to do a whole series on water pipe and PEX. And, I just so many cool little things, right? There's so much. I mean, I still got an oil penetrant review I want to do. Like, I want to show, like, and do a comparison and see what works the best for rusty bolts, right? And I have these whole ideas, but I really need a table. I really need a work surface, a work area. And I don't want to put any of that stuff around the kids. I want to have a place that it can be locked up and put away. And that's hard to do, right? But it's going to come. And when it does, it's going to be awesome, man. I mean, I'm a realist. Like, a lot of the things I'm going to show you once in a while, something's going to help you out at some point. It's nothing fancy, dude. I enjoy it, and I hope that as I continue to get better, and I've been thinking about other editing software. I've been thinking about a bigger computer or something at some point, but right now, like, it's working the way that it is. And with work and kids and everything, maybe as the kids get a little older and they don't want to hang out with that as much, then I'll start switching some things up and do some different stuff. But for right now, all I want to do is just do that and kick it. And freaking the Dead Rising, dude. I have been we've been playing some Zelda, dude. We've been playing some Zelda on the Super Nintendo. Me and the Logster have been going through it. It's too much fun, dude. I always enjoy it. And I always think about you, sir, with the good Zelda. You and Rigby, man. Joe's another big Zelda head, right? Dude, awesome. Is it Link's Awakening or is it Link to the Past? Yeah, the one where he goes to the other world, right? Chasing the wizard. Oh, old pinball guy, dude. Are you? Awesome. So, if that's the case, old Plague, at some point, you ever played Tommy's The Who? Because it's my wife and I's favorite pinball game ever, so much so that we bought it, right? We love Tommy. Okay, that is it. All right, yeah, that's it, dude. It is, yeah, Link to the Past. It's good, dude. It's fun. Oh, yeah. One of these days, I'm going to buy a Switch. I promise. Oh, you've never heard of Tommy? Okay, so maybe another time we do a live stream. I'll just go and pull it up real quick, dude. We got stuck one time in Colorado, and I think it's called Idaho Springs. It was on the way back from like the ski resort areas, like where Aspen and Vail and Breckenridge and all that stuff is. So heading back towards Denver, there was a crazy traffic jam. So we stopped and we got some food, and we still had time to kill because the traffic was just atrocious, man. Like that road gets so backed up that it'll take you hours to get back into Denver. And so we just ended up hanging out at this little pinball place for probably 2 or 3 hours. And we played that game so much, we fell in love with it. I said, you know what? Like, we need to buy that. And so we did, back before we had kids and we both had good jobs, and we just hooked it up, and I love it. Logan has got into it. He actually it's pretty good, man. Like for being 5, he can get a couple 100 million score, which is pretty good, especially I think for a 5-year-old. I mean, we have a friend that has played on quite a few occasions as well, and Logan's beat his score, right? So he's not the lowest man on the scoreboard. And the person that holds the score in our house is my wife. She's rocked it out, man. It is hard to get a high score, in my opinion, in this game. But she has done very well. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. No, when I'm ready, dude. When I'm ready to snag one, I totally will. It's one of those things, right? Because we have a couple other systems too that I could pull out, but I just want Logan to appreciate the older stuff. Like the older video games, the older like pinball. I want him to appreciate those things, right? Those are things that we grew up with. Those are parts of history that I think every kid should play. I mean, sure, kids get into retro gaming and they want to go back and try to play some of that stuff, but I just want them to grow up on it, right? And like check out this old stuff, and it's awesome. It's been fun. The first thing I ever let him play was that little joystick thing that you hook up to, and it was only Pac-Man and like Galaga and a couple other things. And I think he hated me for a while because I wouldn't even let him play anything else, and we have all these things. Yeah, Case, she's awesome. Really, like it's baller status, man. She can roll. Yeah, dude. Many quarters. So it's cool. And at some point, I really want to get, and we've talked about it, is if we ever get a bigger place, it doesn't have to be much bigger, but it needs to be bigger than what we got, because bedrooms don't fit much of anything in our house except for beds. The kids' rooms fit a little bit more, but I really would like to get 2 games. I would love to have a 4-player NBA Jams, right? That game was so much fun to me. Like I had so many fond memories of playing people in that NBA Jams on the arcade. And also the Ninja Turtles, the arcade game, right? That to me was awesome, dude. And I would love to have that in my house as well. Oh, what's Keen Dreams? Oh, nice. Okay, that's cool. So Gallon says, nice thing about Switch is you get online service. They give you like 200 games for the NES and the Super NES. Hey, dude, that's awesome. Yeah, no. Classic. What up, Andrew? How you doing, man? I actually helped Andrew not so long ago with the plumbing issue, and he just had a question, so I just kind of helped him out a little bit. And I love that seeing you in here, dude. I think it's awesome. I really, it is just fun doing this and helping people and just getting to talk to people a little bit, right? And I haven't talked to it's like Mario for the PC. Cool. Like talking to Hoosier Helpers, right? So we had a chat over the phone, like we looked at some stuff. We FaceTimed or whatever that is on Facebook Live, Facebook chat, Facebook video. I don't know. And we looked at that stuff and checked it out, and hey, it's good. And really, for everybody in here, you have anything you want to fix it yourself, you just have a question, give me a shout. Like, I'm happy to help. I'm good at a lot of things. I'm better at plumbing than a lot of the other things, right? But I'm not afraid to get my hands dirty, and neither should you. That's it. Cool. That's awesome, Andrew. Glad you're hanging in there. It's almost Friday, right? Somebody told me today, is like, you're not living for Friday. You're just excited for it to be here. I'm like, no, that's it, man. I just was excited to take the day off. It was one of those weeks where it was super long and you never wanted to get up every single day, right? And I felt like I just had to get up early and I had things to do before I went to work. And sometimes that gets to be hard after a little while. You do it for so long, you're like, oh my gosh, I just want to sleep just for like 5 more minutes. That's it. Oh, that's awesome, dude. So Joe Ring, you said you made your kids play StarCraft and they love it. Dude, it's good, man. Like, get into some of these old things. Like, there's a reason why we loved some of these things growing up, right? I mean, there just is. They were fun and it's good. And I just want to show that because we all know how crazy games are these days and how real they look and how everything crazy can be going on in them. And I just assume it look a little less like reality right now for a younger kid and let him grow up on that and just, see that young imagination, that older generation's imagination at work, I guess. Right? Because they just didn't have the technology to do all this stuff. I'm sure they wanted it to look as real as possible, right? And I bet to the guy that invented Mario, that dude looked as real as anything. So yeah, I don't know. It's good. I'm glad we're chatting a little bit about this too. Has anybody got any questions? I wish one thing about, I need to get Josh in here. I was thinking about this on my ride home. I'm like, man, I got to figure out how to do picture on picture so I can get Josh in here to play some guitar for me once in a while, right? Because I love when that dude plays guitar. It's always so much fun. I could sit around and listen to him because I've hung out with him for a couple years in Utah, 2 or 3, right? And that's it, dude. He played a lot of guitar all the time. That dude was constantly pulling out the guitar, making up songs and just, laughing and having fun. And he sings like a madman. I don't think he'd ever do it because I think it's like a copyright type deal, right? Like singing songs or like singing other people's songs on his channel. But I'm going to tell you, man, you want to hear a dude sing some Led Zeppelin? Like, that dude, he can really sing really good. It's awesome. It's so much fun, dude. And then I thought about another thing, which is funny, is that there was a guy in Antarctica. There was a couple Chris's in Antarctica, and both of them were really talented music-wise whenever I was there in my first season. And one, man, I can't remember the dude's last name, but he was a science support guy. So we did a lot of science stuff, and you didn't really see him around town a lot. But Janae and I and Casey's sister, from time to time, like we would always just be sitting out in the hall hanging out and stuff, right? And then this guy Chris, he lived down the hall. He lived a couple doors down. He would come down and he really wouldn't even talk to us, but he would just start playing guitar, right? And he'd just play it soft and he'd just be playing. And that dude seriously sometimes would play for hours. And it was just like you were getting serenaded all the time. It was so much fun. And I'm like, man, like, I need a little bit more of that in my life. I miss that. Like, it just really is awesome. And yeah. So I don't know. I'm going to have to figure out how to do that. I've seen some people do like screen on screen stuff and bring somebody else in their live stream. I don't know how to do that, but I'm going to figure it out. And I'm going to get Josh in here one night and see if he'll do a couple songs for us. I'd like to see him. I'd like to hear him do a couple of his older things, right? I've talked to him a little bit about, because I've gone back through some of his older videos when he used to just play and sing songs. And I'm like, dude, I said, you need to be doing that again. Like, you need to get into that little thing. I said, some people might not enjoy, but I do. I mean, I know you shouldn't be shooting a video for one person, but I'd love it. And I know other people would too. And then at some, I don't know, just always fun, man. At some point, I'd like to do something. I keep telling him because he talked about it early on. Like when I first started my channel, he's like, I got to shoot you a song, dude. You got to get rid of that clanky twang thing you do on there, and I'm gonna make you a opening." And I said, "All right, you can hook it up, dude. Like I would love for you to hook it up, but we're still talking about it, so it's not happening though." Like I was just talking to him last night after his live stream about it, and just, hey man, like let's get this hooked up. People will love it. Dude, what up, my cluttered garage? Yeah, thanks, dude. Thanks for jumping in for a sec, dude. I appreciate it. My cluttered garage just hit me up last night after Stony Ridge Farmers live stream, and he's like, "Hey, dude, I was just checking out your live. I was just checking out your channel, and I just subscribed, and I love it, dude. He's doing some good stuff too. You guys should go check it out. And I think he's having Stony Ridge on soon, so that's going to be pretty cool, man. I'm gonna love to try to catch that live stream. Emery, can you keep going at least 30 minutes more? I have to go. Yes. Yes, dude. I don't know. Here at some point I gotta start cooking dinner. All right. So I told my wife, I said, we're gonna have breakfast for dinner tonight. I'm cooking. I want to smell some bacon. All right. Haven't had bacon in a few days and I am ready. Oh, nice. Watch out, he's trying to play the banjo. No, that's awesome, dude. I would be excited to hear him play it. It'd be fun. That is a crazy instrument to try too, man. Like I thought at one point I really wanted to get into the banjo, and so I bought one. I bought one when I was in Afghanistan, and I had it sent to me. I'm gonna tell you, it was not pretty. I'm pretty sure that everybody in my tent hated me, right? So it quickly died. It went away real fast. Um, StreamYard. What the heck is that? What is StreamYard? Breakfast or dinner. Dude, it's always a good plan. And I just try to take some of the relief off my wife with this. So starting YouTube, and you're having two full-time jobs essentially. My wife has taken over a lot of the cooking duties. Well, before that, like back when she was working, I would always get off before her. And so I would be the one cook dinner all the time. And I love it. Actually, I really don't mind cooking, right? I had a culinary degree. I've done some stuff, some commercial cooking in my time. I'm not a fan, right? I mean, it's one of those things that you can go back to it if you always need. That's one thing I like about cooking is if you need to, it'll pay some bills. But I learned real quick at a very young age that I didn't want to do that. Not at all, dude. When I was 19, I was a sous chef at a restaurant and I was killing it, but I was also killing myself. I was working 16-hour days and I was just running amok, like 6 days a week, one day off. There was no end in sight ever. All right. That could have been my life forever. And they would have loved that, but nah. I said, forget that, boys. I'm joining the Air Force. I'm out of here. It's funny because I told myself I was never joining the military, right? My mom was in the Army for 26 years. I grew up on military installations. I'm like, I ain't never joining the Army. Well, that's why I went to the Air Force. It worked out. It worked out very well. Look, I met Stony Ridge Farmer, and here I am. All right. It's a software that allows multiple people to join your live streams. Oh, snap. Thank you. Thank you, My Cluttered Garage. Thank you, Hoosier Helpers. That is awesome, dude. Woo, I can't stay. Emery, well, thank you for being here, dude. Really, you're awesome, dude. Don't use StreamYard. It's poor quality. Oh, crap. Casey, what can you not do? Dude, there is so much. I can do a little bit of everything, kind of okay. All right, that's about what it. No, it's good. It's just it's life. I didn't for the longest time, right? Just kind of a military brat, dude. Like I was like a nomad. I feel like I was like Cain wandering around, not knowing what I wanted to do, right? Except I really wasn't helping people. I wasn't doing anything like that dude was doing. I was just wandering. And I knew I didn't want to go to college. I couldn't go to college. It just it wouldn't have worked. My mom at the time when I was a senior in high school, my mom was an ROTC instructor, um, which is awesome, right? I had a full ride. I had a full ride scholarship to that college. I could have went there and not had to pay anything the whole time. Would have been great. Except I used to go to that school to party when I was in high school, and that's not good. I already knew. Like at least I knew that about myself was that I wouldn't do good there, and I didn't want to flunk out. So I decided to go cooking. I don't know how I thought that that was going to be a good thing, right? I always liked home ec. I took home ec class, right? I don't know if any other guys did, anybody else, but we always had home ec everywhere I was at. Like growing up in rural schools, we had home ec, and so I would take it, dude, and I was good at it. I'd sew and cook and whatever, dude. It was fun, and besides, that's where all the girls were. Right? You want to hang out? Want to hang out with your girlfriend? Well, she was in home ec. I might as well be in home ec too. And besides that, what girl doesn't love a man that can cook? All right. Ooh. Meadow Green Farm. How you doing? Thank you for stopping in. You guys are awesome. And that's it. So I just didn't I enjoy it, and I am it's better sometimes than than not. Like my wife has absolutely loved it. Like I said, I cooked tons for her. At some point, we'll find something. I'll find something to cook, right? I do a couple of things pretty good that people really like. I make really good ribs. A couple of my friends had hooked me up with this sauce and this root beer barbecue sauce thing that she does, and then I kind of tweaked it a little bit and made it a little bit more crazy and flavorful, and so then we just rock and roll with it, and it's good. It's usually what we make every time we do that. Yes, Billy Penner, that is exactly it, dude. I don't even know. Jack of all trades, dude. Every school 4-H around is a whole bunch of tractor and ag courses. Dude, I wish that I would have done more 4-H type stuff, because they did. Every school that I was at had 4-H and ag as well. And I just didn't, I don't know, just didn't seem like it was a path I was going to take, right? For a long time, I just didn't understand. Like, I didn't understand how much those kind of things would benefit you, right? Like, I'll just say this for my example of that is my grandfather was awesome. One of my favorite people ever, big farmer, and he was a hobby farmer. He loved farming, right? I mean, he had inherited his land from his parents that were from their grandparents. So generational farm. I mean, it's still in our family. And he was the hardest working dude I've ever met, man. I mean, he always had awesome horses or a team of mules. He was really into the old timey stuff, always had wagons, some of his best friends were Amish, and he would go and buy wagons. And, if you've never been to an Amish wedding, it's awesome, dude. Like, or go and spend some time with some Amish people. It is awesome. Like, that was one cool thing about growing up with my grandfather too, is like, really, he was so embedded like with this community that he'd help them, he'd drive them places. He was an Amish taxi driver for years, drove them all across the country, up to Canada, like all over, right? Because they're not going to drive that far. They don't want to fly. And my grandpa just bought a van and said, I'll take you wherever you want to go. So he did that for a while, and it was awesome. But really, one of the hardest working dudes, always had cows, um, pigs, I think, when they were younger, chickens, guineas, right? I mean, just so many different kinds of things. And I think that when I was younger, I seen that as it's so much hard work that I didn't appreciate it in a lot of ways, really. I took that work ethic and like really once it kind of caught hold in my mind after some years, I said that is exactly what I want to be like. Um, I want to know like I just it pays off, man. There's something about having a good work ethic. There's something about the way people look at you when you have that kind of work ethic, and I like that. Um, I just wasn't. I don't think I was ready for it all. And now I feel like I'm a little bit older, a little more mature, and I'm ready for it. Like my wife and we've talked about it a couple times. Like, I could have chickens now. I'd be cool with it. She's like, I don't want that in my yard. I need a bigger space if you're going to have chickens, right? Or if you want to get cows or something. And I seen that llama the other day when I went and picked up that boat. And not the llama, sorry, alpaca. And I would love an alpaca. All right. I don't know why, but those things just fascinated me so much that I'm like, dude, I'd love to shave that cool design on their face and just have a cool little furry alpaca that I could mess with all the time. And then I have a friend that we talk about alpacas a lot, just because I feel like one of his girlfriends at one point went to Nepal or something and dealt with some alpacas. Well, he ended up rolling with baby alpacas. And I was like, oh my gosh, dude, I'd love to get my hands on a baby alpaca. I don't even know what that looks like. All right, but I would love it. Oh, Ohio State University, dude. Yeah, yeah. Oh, dude. Such a simple life. It seems to be oh, dude. The Amish are awesome, man. Like, really, I could tell you, I really have great stories of like just kicking with my grandpa. Like, we went out to this Amish wedding one time in Virginia, and I helped him, help him drive, and we're just kicking it, and we're hanging out while the wedding's going on and stuff. But these guys had built this amazing log cabin business, right? And so they all had lived in older homes, but as their business got up and running, they were building everybody in the community these amazing big log cabins. And the dude that was the engineer of all this stuff, like you could tell the master architect, the master builder, like his place was awesome. I mean, everybody's house was super cool, dude, but his was really cool. He had a stream that flowed through into a live refrigerator. So, and then it just had like where only a certain amount of water came there with a drinking fountain spitting out live fresh water for him all the time. When he had some like mayonnaise, different kind of condiments and stuff in there to keep him cold. And he had his horse outside that, it was a horse powered saw that he'd be rocking. I mean, he did it. He knew how to do it, man. And it was just fascinating to me. And they really had this whole side of a mountain in West Virginia that they had took over and just rocked out. I loved it. And that just another one of those things, my grandpa, I'm like, man, awesome. Just too much fun. Meadow Green Farm. Okay, Shaggy. Who's Meadow Green Farm? How do you know my name is Shaggy? Or are you just calling me Shaggy? I just walked downstairs and guess what? Dude, awesome. Great minds think alike. Breakfast for dinner. Yeah, I'm excited. I actually got to go and cook some bacon. I could sit here and I could talk about things and I could ramble half the night. I really really appreciate it, dude. I love Emery. I love that you live in Amish County, Ohio, dude. That it's great. If I could hang out a little bit closer, I'd have them do some stuff for me. Right. My mom lives up in Pennsylvania. She lives in Amish country and she is constantly going to the Amish store. She's always buying stuff. She's had the Amish build her. They put her roof on. Personally, I would have had him build my garage as well. I'd have him do all kinds of stuff. Um, oh, okay. They drive tractors. So are they Mennonites or are they just, I mean, I guess that is that like a Mennonite thing? Because I remember, I mean, I thought there was like a difference with that, right? Because I remember one time going to these guys, they supposedly were Mennonites because they had electricity, they had tractors, they had three-wheelers. That's the first time I ever really had seen a three-wheeler. My cousin rode it one time and trashed it. And the guy was actually really cool because my cousin just hit his brand new truck with it too. It was kind of an insane situation. But these guys, they were Mennonites. They had a dairy farm. They had electricity. They drove trucks. They drove tractors. But now I've been around straight like Amish people that didn't have any of that stuff, right? Still rolling horse and buggy, still walking barefoot down gravel roads, and just awesome and chill and Amish, even low order Mennonite. Okay. Okay, right on. I didn't know that. Yeah, it's just so it's all that stuff is still just interesting to me. As much time as I spent around them as a kid, like I still they're it's kind of just foreign. Sometimes I wish I'd have paid a little bit more attention, and then when I did, I don't know how much I'd remember anyway. But hey, thank you guys really so much for coming in here, listening to me ramble a little bit. I will have some more vids coming out. Like I said, the video that I was going to put out today, I'll probably put out tomorrow. I just wanted to chat a little bit about it, and we'll see, dude. Thank you. I appreciate all your guys' time. You guys are awesome, dude. I really am very thankful. I really truly feel blessed to just be able to do this, and I hope that I'm helping you guys. You find at least a little entertaining. I know that it's good. Starts at 8 tonight. Okay, awesome. And guys, go check out My Clutter Garage. That'd be pretty cool. I'm excited to check it out, dude. I will stop by for a little bit. Cool. Well, thank you guys very much. Always good chatting with you, seeing what's going on. Always good hearing what's going on in your neck of the woods, and be on the lookout. Me and Hoosier Helpers, I'm going to help him fix some things. We'll chat. Love you guys. Thank you really so much. Bye.